What is going on, YouTube? So today, it's been pretty highly anticipated that we're finally going to get to the motor, which, as you already know, Noel's already working on stuff. Oh, those are nice. Those are expensive dumbbells. So, we're going to get to it today, but Noel is going to actually do some speaking and go through the breakdown of what we're going to do so everybody is ready. So I'm going to pass it over to Noel.
What up, y'all? I mean, Keith could have just handed the video camera over to me instead of stopping it, but...
I figured you had to make a speech, you know? Because sometimes it takes you 3, 4, 6, 8 times to
Oh
get
my God,
out.
this shit is horrible. Oh, it's audio on. Audio's on. All right. So, today, we are simply going to be breaking the motor apart. We got a whole gasket kit. We gotta go through.
Like that? Can we just say taking it apart? Why we gotta break it apart?
Man,
I don't want to break it.
we're breaking
That's expensive.
things today. No, but we have head studs to put in, new head gasket. We have some timing components to put on the motor. Then we got to get to doing the water pump, oil pump, you know, all the really good stuff. But that's our general plan. Nothing crazy. I mean,
how are we starting?
For the RB, it's crazy. How we're starting. This is how we're starting. So we're pretty much going to start by just checking the timing on the motor, putting it, you know, cylinder number 1, top dead center, then remove everything back off as far as the timing belt, idler pulley, tensioner pulley, and then valve covers. Y'all know all this.
No, they might not know all this. Why you gotta? Why
we'll
you
get into it.
Everybody knows what's
Check
going
it out.
Alrighty, so what you just seen us doing is basically, I guess, centering the motor. So you can see that there's little lines on the cam gear, and they need to line up with this. There's some over here. There's a little line here, and then you have the little indent in the cam gear here to, I guess I should see if it's actually lining up so you can see it. Yeah, so you see this little indent there to line up there. And then also down here, there's one there to line up there. And that's the one we used as the base point to make sure everything was lined. Now that that's done, so Noel is going to head and loosen up the cam gears and basically take apart everything that he just put back on. Because that's got to come off anyway. And then I am going ahead and I'm going to pull the cover off, which we just noticed that some of my bolts were missing anyway. So makes my job easier because, you know, on this side I got them all.
Your job is always different.
And then on this side I have none.
There you go.
This in here I got about half. So you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. The easy route is for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen that up. He's gonna take longer than me because he's slower than me. And we're gonna get right to it. Alrighty, cover is off. Noel's over here. He don't know what the hell he's doing. No, he's
not at all.
He's getting the bolts off in here. Well, they're actually not bolts. Come on, don't fuck anything up.
Engine can't.
Oh my God, look at him. He's struggling. You hear that? It's bad news.
I'm working with a fucking 3/8 drive right now.
Yeah. Where's your half? Huh? Where's your half?
I don't got no comeback for that.
You can't be drinking on camera.
It's soda. Jeez.
You can't.
So judgmental.
I'm judgmental. I was making fun of Noel, right? Because I'd show you guys his rusty ass tools that he's got, but then he was making fun of me because my cam's not doing so hot. So yeah, I'm just showing people. Go ahead, come on, struggle it out, struggle it out. Oh, don't do it. Yeah, so then I was just gonna buy new ones because I'm irrational. And so Noel talked me out of it, so I'm not gonna buy new ones. And yeah, so we're gonna finish this up, and our new video is getting edited right now. Look at that! It makes all the magic happen.
Yeah.
I just what you just said it.
It.
Pretend like I can't hear that.
Yeah, she's a she sometimes. She's gonna edit the shit anyway, so she'll probably make me look stupid.
I'm gonna delete
She,
the whole
she gonna,
segment.
this whole you guys ain't even gonna see this because she gonna delete it anyway because I don't even get to see what comes in the video.
You know what's so funny though? The audio's off.
No, it's not. I hate them both. I hate them both. Look it, and she thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. This is why our stuff's not suitable for kids. Yeah,
what are
he
you
wasn't
gonna do?
done. He wasn't done. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I thought you were updating him on what you were gonna do.
Keith talks too much.
Well, we both can't be right in here, and I don't even trust Noel with this, let alone me. Look at, dude, hamstrings.
Yeah, you feel his hamstring?
Yeah, I feel him fucking. I feel him messing up right now. Hey.
I forgot you're recording.
Talking about?
Guys, this is what it takes to get a YouTube video. Just so you know. The stuff I gotta deal with.
Listen.
It's on there.
Any of you
No.
okay?
Just trying to make sure, because there's a lot of fucking oil in these things. You want me to strip one of these?
No, I don't. So the head is off. It went pretty smooth, I would say. We left one bolt like right on the edge here that when we went to originally do it, so good thing we kind of like checked it this time before actually doing it. But yep, here it is. It's actually not that bad. So now we are going to open up these ARP headsets that we got that were severely overpriced. So we're gonna go ahead and check these out. See this? Nissan GTR. What is that? Way to go, ARP. You don't know well. Was this necessary? Why you got the knife so far out, dude? Alright, hold on. Gotta have your necessary lube. These look like they're fucking. Let's see. Okay. This isn't just. Well, it is a normal just stud. Alright, so while Noel is getting the rest of the head gasket, I guess, off and getting that all nice on the surface there, we're coming down here and we're gonna make the block look nice again, rather than that. And then we're gonna come over it with a Dremel last to make sure it looks like super nice. So here's the tedious process of getting all that to look nice, and that. So we're gonna get right to it. Alrighty guys, so I believe earlier I told you guys that we got a new air compressor because this thing was not doing it to paint this thing. So we had, my paint guy was here and it wasn't working. It kept running out of air and stuff. So in order to finish, we had to get a new one. It finally came in today. It's a little bit bigger than I expected. So this is the new air compressor. So we gotta somehow get it in here. So it's 60 gallons, 5 horsepower. Don't remember what else, but
Bomb.com.
yeah, it's pretty decent. But so this one's gone. I got someone to take that, and now we got to get this thing in here because the FedEx guy that dropped it off, he just dropped it right there, and he was like, "All right, I'm out." So we're gonna try and get it in here right now. Alright guys, it's cold. And that thing's cold. So here goes, we got it off the pallet. Now we just gotta like shimmy it inside. So yeah, we don't have much clearance up there, as you can probably see. That's it's pretty tall. Alright. Here goes. Alright, you guys ready? So this is the new and the old
This thing is
Cobalt.
shit.
Home Depot. Not Home Depot. But damn, this thing's gonna do everything we need it to. I think our ultimate goal with this is actually to put it outside the garage and then just run a line into it. So we want to put it like outside there and just kind of like run a line through so that we can use it, because that's going to take up more space in the garage that we don't need taken up. So now we're going to get back to work on this. Alright, so as we finish up this, Noel's just doing the final touches over here. So it's starting to look pretty good. We are going to put some more of this rust mort that we used on the engine bay on the block. And then we're going to let that dry. They say give it like 6 hours or so. So we're going to let that dry. And then we just do like a light wash off with water. And then we are going to spray it. So this is what we're using here. We just have a high temp engine enamel paint, and I forgot to get the primer for it. They say you can spray it without it, but we're gonna go get the primer. So I'll have time since that's gonna dry. So I'm gonna go get the primer for that. We're gonna let this dry once we apply it, and so then the block will be looking pretty nice. Alrighty, so now that we did the rust smart and all the stuff came off pretty much, but you see I left some like oxidation areas, so we have to basically just go gently over that with the wire wheel to get, you know, all the oxidation off and stuff and just get a clean surface. I did clean off this area really well, and I just wanted to do like a very thin coat of the primer to see how it was going to lay out, and it seems to be pretty fine and it's adhering good, so I'm going to go ahead and just continue that along, so it looks like you can see right here, and then it's not primed here on the bottom, but I need to still finish this area before I go ahead and prime over all of it. So I'm going to get that done now so that I can finish this, because it's going to look, you know, the primer, we'll lay 2 coats of the primer down, and then we'll just lay the regular one over. I went with a gloss black for this, so we're going to get right to it. Alrighty, so I didn't want to bore you, so I didn't do like all the layers, but I pretty much got it done. So as you can see, it's pretty much primed up. So now we're gonna do the black gloss. So I will show you that over here. Oh, the garage is still a mess. So it's just a VHT high heat black gloss. So now I'm going to spray this over that's already primed all nice. And hopefully it comes out how I want it. So we'll keep going. So we have the second coat of black that went on. We'll probably do a couple more and make it look like official. This is how it looks right now. It hasn't dried, so it's still wet. Well, it's gonna do 1, maybe 2 more, and then we're just gonna call it. So it is all done now, and well, it's just cleaning up the top parts because I'm an idiot and I didn't tape it off right away. But it looks pretty good. Go around the other side. Coming over. Now that this is all looking decent, we're gonna put together the front end of the block again. So you know, your pulleys, your harmonic balancer, all the other stuff. So we're gonna put it in differently than we take it out because it's gonna be a lot easier. So we're just gonna put the block in first. You know, once we get this everything on the block, we're gonna put the block back in the car so that we can get that all situated, and then we'll put the rest of it on the car. So it's not putting the whole entire motor back in, especially when it's gonna have fresh paint on it. We just don't want any And as little room for error as possible because everything's gonna look nice. It's gonna be freshly painted, all new parts. So we really don't want to mess with that. And I'm still up in the air because I want to powder coat parts on the engine, but I don't know if I want to order it and try and do it myself, or if we just pay someone and send it out. So the prices really aren't that bad to send it out. I've contacted a couple of places. So, I mean, we probably could, but just for me wanting to try the shit, it doesn't seem like it's that difficult, but it could be. So, I'll let you know what we decide. Alrighty, so I have the parts here. I was just going to go over a little bit. I know we went over them in a past video, but maybe everybody didn't watch that. So, we have the Tomai cam gears that I went with. The second one's right over here. We went with the Greddy pulleys. These things look really nice. Those were a lot better than I anticipated them to be. And then just the N1 water pump, N1 fuel pump. They're nothing special. They kind of look almost the same, but they're not. And then we went with a fluid damper harmonic balancer, but it's not here yet. So this whole virus thing delayed some shipping and stuff. So got to deal with it. And I almost forgot that we got the Nismo timing belt. So then Noel's just about done here, getting everything looking nice. And now we are going to, clean up the old gasket residues. And we got a whole gasket set that's under here. Yeah, so we got everything OEM except the head gasket. So all OEM, they have the seals, gaskets, and then the N1 head gasket. Alrighty, guys. So I just got done cleaning up the oil pan. So make it look not as crappy as it was. And Noel over here, so since we're on, I guess, our state of emergency thing with the whole virus thing, no one can come out to do my electric, so we decided to do it anyway. And so Noel put he rigged it to my dryer, which is a 240 hookup, or 220 hookup, sorry. And he put a whole wire, and look, he just got done rigging it up. So we're about to try and start it up. And hopefully he doesn't blow my house up, So
Got this.
He says he's got this. I halfway trust him. Halfway. So
I am doing your GTR too.
Yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. Alright, so we got the compressor up. It works. So we rigged this line. It goes all the way in there, goes through that door, and then into my washer room. So that is how we had to do it until they can come out and upgrade my electric, because it needs to be done. You gotta do what you gotta do over here, man. We gotta keep moving. Gotta finish getting the car painted. Gotta get all the engine back in, man. I want to be driving this thing soon. So yeah, we got it all hooked up, and then we got the regulator, and then we got like the water separator here, condensation or whatever. And then Noel is over here getting the oil pan just looking nice and all set up. All the old from the RTB off of it, so that we can hook it all back up and go good. And the fluid dampener did come in, so we got it right here. So it came in.
Tell them about the weight difference.
Yeah, so we weighed it just to see if there was any bit of a difference. And it was a little over 2 pounds from the old one to the new one. So the new one weighs about 2 pounds less. And they said you didn't have to do any balancing or anything as long as you didn't touch any of your internals. So it just basically comes balanced, comes perfectly fine. We did figure out something about my motor when we broke it apart. So the Skyline motor has a phase 1 and a phase 2. So with the year of my car, it should be a phase 1. But the previous owner must have been in there, because it had like the phase 2 crank nose and a couple other things from the phase 2 on it. So we ended up going, which is better because they were all better internals, because the earlier stage GTRs didn't come with the best internals. And so that was nice. That was a nice little thing that I didn't know was in my car. So we ended up going with the Phase 2 harmonic balancer, and we're going to put it in shortly. Now the compressor's all hooked up, everything's good. We're going to get back to putting these gaskets back on because we got the whole gasket set. So right now we are, well, we did a little test fit on all this to make sure we had all the bolts, because there was a couple of things that we didn't label. And so we did have them all, so we did a little mock-up there to make sure that was all. We had everything for that. Noel's over here, and he's working on the rear main seal. So we're got a tight squeeze here, but so we're working on taking off the rear main seal bolt so we can pull that off and then put the new gasket on there, because while we're down here, we got all the gaskets, might as well do them all. Alrighty, so the rear main seal didn't want to come out, so we put it on top of the harmonic balancer here, and then just kind of like had to bang it out with a screwdriver, because we don't have that tool, which I did just order, because you know I order tools all the time to make my life easier, and we didn't have this one and it made my life difficult, so now we are going to have this one in about 4 days. So now Noel's just cleaning it up, and then we're going to put the new seal on. And to do that, we are just taking this and we're going to lay it level and then just pound it on there with a hammer. So hopefully it goes nice and even, and we'll be able to put that back on. And then hopefully we'll be able to get this oil pan back on. That's the goal. Alright, so it's all in there nice. That's how you gotta do it backyard style. Alrighty, so now that the rear main seal is done, we're actually gonna get the oil pump, water pump, and then I had to find this alternator bracket. I couldn't find it, but it really was attached to the alternator, and we actually left it there. So I searched this whole place for like probably a good 30 minutes before I found it. And Noel was actually like, hey, you should probably check the alternator bracket, see if it's on the alternator. And well, there it was. So now we're going to put the pan on once we get all this lined up nice. Noel's over here cleaning up everything. So we're going to get that done and hopefully start putting the bottom end back together. Alrighty. So now that the oil pan is up, we're going to, and we put the bolts are up there just kind of like loose, and Noel is looking up right now. There's a certain way that they're supposed to be patterned to bolt down. So he's looking that up. We're gonna get that done and all tightened up, and then move on to the next step. Alrighty, guys. So we went to go put on the water pump, and it doesn't come with a gasket. So we thought we lost it. So we searched the whole place for a gasket. Thought we lost it, and then turns out never even came with one. Looked it up, had to look it up and stuff, and everybody said that you use this. So I had to go to the store, and we had to purchase some so that we could put on the gasket. They do sell a gasket for this. It's just everyone says it still leaks and it's crappy. So they said use this blue RTV stuff and it'll hold. So I'm hoping, because I don't ever want to have to take this thing apart again. Alrighty, so now that we got everything on, it's not torqued, so we got our
Diarrhea
torque
medicine.
stick.
I told you not to forget that shit.
Well, see, Noel don't know how to act, guys. He always comes in. But anyway, now that we got our torque stick here, we're gonna torque everything to specs so that everything is good. So if something does happen, it's not our fault. It's the people that made the torque specs. So we're gonna get right to it. Alrighty, so now that that's all done, I think we're gonna wrap up this video, and next time we're gonna start prepping the engine bay to drop the block back in, and then we'll get it all hooked up and then put the top half in. So I think that's gonna do it for today, guys. Until next time, stay hustling.